Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel BBC World News. In today's video, we will share with you latest news. Lebanon turned a political page as Hezbollah hold his weekend. Stunning defeat in war has left the once untouchable group on its most uncertain footing in the year. With its vast arsenal, the militant group was more powerful than the country's national military. It controlled or held sway over Lebanon's most important government agency as well as critical infrastructure like its border with Syria and commercial port. Almost no major political decision could be made without its backing, and no political party would seriously challenge any move its patron Iran made. But that long-standing status quo has not been shaken. A turnabout for Hezbollah that has opened a new political chapter in Lebanon. 14 months of fighting against Israel has left the once untouchable Shiite Muslim group battered. Rebel topper its main ally in neighboring Syria, the director Bashar Assad. Iran also now finds itself weakened as it and its allies have been hit hard by Israel. Hezbollah is one of its shakiest group in the year as power dynamics are being realigned across the Middle East after more than a year of war and turmoil. And while the group remains powerful, it still has many thousands of the fighters and commands the loyalty of the most of the country's Shiite Muslim. Analysts say one thing is clear: the era of Hezbollah and Iran's unshakable dominance in Lebanon appear to be over. It's a new political reality, said Mohammed Haj Ali, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Middle East Center in the Beirut. It will take time for this new reality to unfold, he added, but what we have seen far is enough to show us that the tide has turned. Two shifting political sands were laid bare on Thursday when Lebanon parliament elected a new president, overcoming fear of political gridlock that may criticize attribute to Hezbollah effort to block any attempt at resolution. The political paralysis has left the country under the direction of a weakened individual caretaker government for more than 2 years. In Lebanon, many saw the election on Thursday of Gen Joseph Aoun, the commander of the Lebanon military, as a crucial step toward bringing stability on the country. It was also seen as a concession by Hezbollah, and some analysts said an acknowledgement that the group was no longer in a position to paralyze the state. Since Lebanon founding, a multiple of factions and sects from the country, more than a dozen religious groups have jockeyed for power and the influence. Its fragile political system relies on the agreement among party and sect, as well as their foreign backer. That system has held the country together by a thread as it carried from the crisis to the crisis since a 5-year civil war ended in 1990. Over the past 3 decades, Hezbollah, which is both a political party and a militant group, has outmaneuvered its domestic foes and struck strategic alliance to cement its position as the real power underpinning the country weakened the fractured state. Even as the government struggled to keep the light on and water running, Hezbollah built up a vast network of social services, including high-quality healthcare and free education for its mostly supporters. But over the past 3 months, the group has been dealt a series of the devastating blows. Its war with Israel wiped out Hezbollah top brass, destroyed large chunks of its arsenal, and left the country with a multi-billion-dollar bill for reconstruction. Its stinging defeat also shattered Hezbollah's promise to Lebanese that it alone could defend Lebanon from Israel, a claim that served as the group's official reason debtor. And last month, the group lost its main land bridge for weapons and cash, as well as political ally when Syrian rebels, whom Hezbollah had once fought, toppled the Assad government. Hezbollah patron Iran has also been on the defensive since Mr. al-Assad ouster, and given its own escalating tension with Israel, including direct conflict through the rocket fire. Iran's web of anti-Israel militias known as the Axis of Resistance, Hezbollah was a key player, has unraveled, taking with it Tehran's ability to project power as far west as the Mediterranean and south to the Arabian Sea. Without those pillars of the sport, Hezbollah's ability to influence Lebanese politics has diminished over as the group and its allies try to present themselves as the country agenda setter. Their dwindling size was evident even before the vote when late Wednesday night the presidential candidate backed by the Hezbollah withdrew from the race. Hezbollah's narrative has been seriously discredited, its military has been seriously weakened, and in my view, politically, it will have to start paying the price, said Sami Nader, director of the Political Sciences Institute at the St. Joseph University of Beirut. Most experts agree that even in its weakened state, Hezbollah remains Lebanon's most dominant political force, but that, they say, is less a testament of the group hold on power, political dysfunction, and the infighting. That dysfunction was a full display during the parliamentary vote on Thursday, which frequently descended into shouting matches before the vote were called. The election on Thursday of General Aoun as president in the first step in the determining a new political map for the country and the region. Analysts say General Aoun is widely considered to have the backing of the United States and Saudi Arabia. Saudi won viewed for influence in Lebanon before being eclipsed by Iran and the Hezbollah. In his victory speech, General Aoun hinted at the vision he and his allies share for a new political era in Lebanon and said they had marked a new phase in Lebanon history. The threat to Arab country once pushed off the Lebanon by Iran as brotherly nation. He spoke of the state right to monopolize the possession of weapons, a subtle reference to call for Hezbollah to be disarmed after its 60-day ceasefire with Israel ends later this month, and the envisioned a state that could be defended by its own national army, absent the militants like Hezbollah that have long dragged the country into infighting and war. My pledge is to call for a defensive strategy and the establishment of a state, I repeat, a state that invests in its army, control our border and implements international resolution, General Aoun said. Still, experts caution that the country is still in the early days of the new political chapter and that Hezbollah may yet rebound. The coming month will be filled with the critical litmus test for the group, including whether it can help rebuild the charred swath of the country devastated by the war and whether it fully withdraw from the southern Lebanon as outlined in the ceasefire deal. Hezbollah has been dealt strategic blows in terms of its strategic power and its ability to confront Israel, said Paul Salem, Vice President for International Engagement at the Middle East Institute in Washington. But inside Lebanon, it remains a very heavily armed group, more powerful than any other in country. At your daily close of entertainment, subscribe today for new videos every day. Thanks for watching. For more, have a nice time. Goodbye.